How do I, where do I go here? No. Wait. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's switch over so people aren't looking at your. I'll check it.
Yeah, I'll check it on mine too. If you guys can hear me right now, let me know. Oh, I see it on my end. Okay, that's good. All right, let me know if you guys can hear, see everything, see the screen, see me. And if we're good, then I think we've resolved the issues. You can hear. Awesome.
Nice.
Okay, sorry for the delay, everybody, but we have it working now. And it was worth the wait because now we can actually share the screen. We can look at everything together and talk about everything. I have the chat over here to my right, so if you see me looking over there, that's why. But everything is going to be here on the screen, and everything that we're going to go through today, I can show you guys while I'm looking at it too, which will be cool because this is the first time we've done that. All right, how is everybody? How's everybody doing? Let's see, we got the chat in here. Awesome, thank you guys for the confirmations. If there's an echo, sorry about that. I turned my thing down. Doing good. Today is our opening day for the escape rooms. We got Ritual Escape opening today, our first escape game. So that is exciting. That will be opening today in a few hours. We have someone coming at 3 for that. So this stream will probably be about an hour and a half. But yeah, that's been what's keeping us busy. But other than that, Transworld is coming up very shortly. So we will be definitely talking about that a lot. As you can see, we have Transworld up on the screen already. Anyway, I can have the audio louder. I don't think I can have it louder, but I can talk louder just to make sure you guys can hear it and get a little closer. This is not pre-recorded. This is a live stream, which is pretty rare in the off season just because it's hard to find some topics that work for a live stream. I definitely like to do the Q&A ones too and just walk around the haunt, but the problem with the haunt is the Wi-Fi is not great over the 2 floors. But this should work pretty well, I'm hoping. This is just going to be kind of talking to you guys and discussing what's happening because there's a lot of stuff happening in the industry right now. Let's see. Okay, let's just begin right here with Transworld. So the stream is Pre-Transworld stream. Transworld's coming up very, very shortly. We only have about 2 weeks. And that's super exciting because it's definitely one of the biggest days of the year. It's the industry convention where you get all of your Halloween and haunted house needs. So if you guys are planning on going, let me know in the chat. I want to see who's all going. If it's your first time, let us know in the chat. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting year for sure. And we are going to go over what the companies are bringing as well. There are some companies that I want to show on here and just go through and see what they've released so far. But yeah, let's see. Who's all going this year for Transworld 2026? Going for the first time, Pumpkin Hollows. That's awesome. Excited to see you there. Yeah, because of school, that is definitely an issue with it. Luckily, 2 of the days are on the weekend, so if there was a way, if you were close enough, you could go on the weekend, but I know it's a trip for a lot of people. We are very lucky to be only about 3 hours away from the convention, which is super helpful, especially for bringing stuff home, but it is worth the trip for those who can make it. Going to East Coast, I'd like to go to East Coast as soon as I can. East Coast looked very, very cool last year. And it's a huge convention, especially for being so new, which is very exciting. A lot of cool stuff happening over there. A lot of people going to Transworld. That's super exciting. It's definitely going to be a very cool year. We got to look at the events as well and the seminars because I haven't actually looked through the seminars much, so we can look through that together. But here's the dates for anyone who wanted to see that here. We got the trade show floor hours, Thursday through Sunday, like always. And these hours are slightly different just because there is no early entry this year. For the past 2 years, I believe, they've done the early entry, which was really cool, especially for getting content. But no early entry this year, and I believe that's just because companies weren't quite fully set up yet, so they didn't want those, it was either not quite set up or didn't want their stuff out yet. And the problem with it being early for content is all that stuff is publicized, stuff is bought as well. I know that was another thing, like a lot of show floor stuff that people would cash and carry was already gone because of early entry. So I think people just didn't seem happy that that was a possibility. I want to meet John LaFlamboy. Yeah, that's a very valid reason to go for sure. John is an amazing owner and definitely a really good person to talk to if you want to get into the industry. Um, let's see. Do you know when Halloween Costumes is releasing their lineup? I don't, but that's a good question. I know they're bringing new stuff at the show at Transworld, so that's exciting. We'll definitely see some stuff there. Um, but yeah, hopefully soon. They always have some awesome stuff. Um, first time, let's see. How does ordering stuff with Morris work? Can you order stuff at the Halloween Costumes booth? Yeah, so you can order from both companies. Morris is a little bit more difficult, but it's possible, and you don't have to order bulk. Basically, they have sign-up sheets, and you put your name, you put your info, and all you have to do then is mark whatever props or items you want from them, and then they'll take that list. It takes a few months from what I've seen. Like I ordered Carnival Barker at Transworld when he came out, and it does take quite some time, just because they're getting an estimate of how many they should order from China, basically. So they haven't put that order through. They get the estimate after the show, put the order in. You're waiting for China to produce those, ship them, and then you'll get the item. So it's easy, but it does take some time. Um, it is kind of quiet. I know, yeah. Sorry about that. The mic is a little bit quiet today, but hopefully I don't know, hopefully just leaning in helps a little bit. But other than Morris, Halloween Costumes is very easy to pick up from because I'm pretty sure at least for last year they just had QR codes that just took you right to the site and you just buy it. They just ship it to your house. I don't know if Halloween Costumes was selling any of the floor models. Morris too. I don't know if either of them really publicly sell the floor models, but you could definitely ask them. That might be a cool thing to do if you can bring them back. Might be hard to bring them back home. Let's see. Um, Thinking about making custom props out of retail mechs and bones and turning it into a business. Do you have any advice for that? Definitely just learning how to weld would be my top thing. If you know how to weld, you can definitely customize retail stuff very well, especially stuff that's like big because it's nice quality and stuff that was the pneumatics from the Lowe's line. That was definitely something like I've customized those. Those are always awesome because they're also made of steel, which is easier to weld. But yeah, I would just say learning to weld helps so much for that type of stuff. Um, did I see the leaks for Spear Halloween or Home Depot? I don't think I've seen the Home Depot leaks, but I have seen the Spirit ones, like Freddy and stuff. He looks awesome. Yeah, I don't think I saw the Home Depot ones yet. Let's see. Does Distortions do sales for the show? Yes, they take orders and they let you take the props. So if you wanted to get something, I would reach out before. It's probably a little too close now. They probably know what they're bringing. But whatever they have on the floor, they will sell. Most of the time. There was one time that I can think of that they didn't, and that was with Dr. Quantum because they wanted to improve that. But that's different because that was built with crazy stuff inside of it. Starting to use pneumatics in your haunt. I would just start small. It's good to learn how pneumatics work just because it's so different than motors. Get a good compressor for it. You don't want to overload your compressor and have it overheat. But yeah, it's honestly more simple than you would think. The pneumatic props are very simple. It's basically three components. You have your compressor, your solenoids, and your cylinder. The compressor is what actually gives the air to the props. The solenoids are what triggers the cylinder, and then the cylinder moves it. So it is fairly simple, especially compared to electronic stuff, motors and stuff. To me, I think pneumatics are a lot easier, but they're also super effective because you can go fast, you can do heavy stuff. Yeah, programming is a little difficult. You have to get controllers for that, which I don't know if I have any here on hand, but just like the Fright Props controllers work. Purgatory Props is a good one. They're cheaper. And you can also make your own. So it definitely takes some time to figure out, but it's worth it for sure. Let's look at Transworld's website here. So this is the main Transworld site. This is the homepage here. Like I said, here are the floor hours, registration hours. If you are going for the first time and you haven't registered, you register online so that they get your info, but then they put it on a printed tag, like a lanyard tag, and you have to pick that up before you can enter. So you can do that the day before, which I would recommend doing if you're going to be there on Wednesday. Basically, you get your badge, and then the next day, the actual show floor day, you can go right in, which helps a lot rather than waiting in a long registration line. But if you're not going to be there, that's all right. You can do it on the first day right there. Register, get your lanyard, and then you're good to go in. And you don't have to do that every day. You get it, and then you're good for the whole Transworld. Let's see. If you do order from Halloween Costumes and Morris, do they give you discounts or just regular price? There was a show discount for Morris in the previous years. I'm guessing there will be again. Usually they have a good discount going for the show, especially because a lot of people are ordering wholesale from them. Halloween Costumes, I don't remember. I think they did. I mean, on the new items, they always do, like the new item get a discount. So that's kind of what it was. But I don't remember last year if everything was discounted. Hopefully, and I'm sure there are many that are. Let's see. When will my next video be up? I'll likely do one more before Transworld. So within the next like week-ish will be the next video, and then the one after that will be at the show, doing a walkthrough and a ton of shorts for sure. Let's go off of the homepage now. I think we got most of the info here. We can go over to, let's see, let's go to events. Or no, let's go to the floor plan first. Floor plan's always exciting. Give it a bit of zoom. We can't really see these things at all. All right. So, oh wow, that's pretty small, isn't it? Let's keep going. There we go. At least on the computer, that's legible now. Is that all right on the phone? It's a little small still. But here's the floor plan. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh, I closed out of it. 1 second. There we go. Here's the floor plan. It's huge. It's a giant convention for sure. Giant trade show. Oh, there's a vehicle here. This is where they auction off the hearse. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. If you've never been here, if it's your first year going, it's huge. Here's the Christmas area. Here is the escape room area. And then here's the haunt area. Haunt area is huge. Goes all the way to the dark zone. If there's any companies that you guys want to see or find, we can do that. Some that I'll be talking about today. Let's go find everybody here. Distortions right here. Distortions 1015, booth 1015. Nethercraft is always a good one to visit. They got the vacuum form. The Dark Zone, of course. You got Poison and Scare Factory. Also got some new people in here. Let's see. There's Metal Monsters. Never Mortis is the one with the bugs. Killer Props. They were in there last year as well. Froggy's Fog always has a little display in there. It's going to be a good Dark Zone, of course. It's always one of the coolest parts of the whole show, for sure. Frankenfab, 344. Frankenfab is usually up here, right there. Here it is, 344 and 341. They always have some very loud, awesome barrel scares and stuff like that. Definitely always good to check that out. Very good scares. Froggy's always has a huge booth. It looks like they got 3 separate sections this year. Crazy. Morris is always down here. Morris is right over here. So the entrance, by the way, is down here. This is your entrance to everything. There's also a Christmas entrance right over here. Christmas VIP line. You can enter there as well, which sometimes is faster. If there's a long line over here on the Halloween side, go over there and walk around. It does work. Here's Morris Costumes right here. That's booth 1600. They always have a pretty giant one. This is a 40-foot booth right there. Yeah, Jack. We're going to Jack for sure. And he's one that I'm going to bring up on the websites when we go to all the websites. Here's Jack's booth, 1806. Definitely go check out Jack's booth. He has some insane stuff. A lot of props that he's bringing. Homunculi, if you guys like the homunculi, he's bringing a lot of homunculi. So that is exciting as well. Let's see. Do we know anything about the Transworld store? This year, we don't. I don't believe there was anything about the Tribute store yet, which is kind of weird because I feel like that's usually one of the things they hype up pretty early. And so far, I have not seen anything about it. But the Tribute store, if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically all the companies who want to be a part of it donate an item that is exclusive. So, for example, Distortions always does one. They always do a little monster baby, one of the little gremlins, and it's always an exclusive gremlin uh, to where you can't buy it. You have to get it at the tribute store. You buy it there, but you can't buy it on their site. And that goes for all the companies. They all donate an item, and you get in line early. Usually there's a few items a day, like 5 items a day, and they're all exclusive. So it's always cool to collect those items. I always try to get the Distortions ones because they're definitely collectibles and they're awesome. But yeah, it is great that Jack is getting involved with Transworld. He did East Coast, and that looked amazing. His booth looked great. But Transworld, it's definitely a step up for sure. It's going to be a very, very cool booth. And we will check out everyone's Instagrams and sites and everything as well. But yeah, it's definitely a packed show for sure. I wonder what the number of booths this year are, because I know they've beat some records in the past few years. Any props I plan on picking up, I'm definitely going to get a Jacked Up Productions prop for sure. I also want to get a set of his eyes. He has like resin eyes that are really cool, so I'll be picking up a set of those. Always got to look at Distortions. We haven't seen everything that they've revealed. We've seen some things, which we'll go check out on their site in a sec. But always got to check them out. Other than that, I need to get a lot of costumes, makeup, masks, potentially. Froggy's Fog for the scents. Definitely love the scents, so I want to get some scents. Do I recommend Permablood? Definitely, yeah. Permablood is good. Permablood, Permagrime, and then also the Permapulp. All those things are very useful. The pulp is for like pumpkins. They actually have pumpkin seeds in some of them as well, which is really cool. Let's see. What do you think is a good starting pro prop? I really want to get one, but it would be one retail prop and the pro one compared to like the usual 6. I mean, it's always good to start with a static for sure. Statics are always easy, static or electronic, before making the jump to like a pneumatic one, just because they get very expensive then. But I mean, Distortions is always a good choice. Poison has definitely increased in pricing recently. Same with Scare Factory. Both companies there have increased with pricing. They're awesome if you want animated ones, but both of them do offer electronic ones that are a little bit cheaper and more affordable. But yeah, I would say those 3 would be great. Jacked Up Productions, of course. Got to bring him back. Go check that out for sure. Some amazing statics there. But yeah, I would say all of those are good for quality. And yeah, I mean, all of those are great for quality. And prices, definitely, there's some reasonable ones there. Yeah, Electrified Zombie from Distortions, for sure. Yeah, all the ones with like the shaking motors for Distortions are great, like Wretched, the Zombie. There's a lot from them that just have something simple, like the Rat, for example. I love the Rat, so that they're cheaper, but they're still super impressive. They move and they're high quality, so very cool. Speaking of Distortions, let's go check out Distortions. Oops. Distortions Unlimited. Let's see it. Let's see if the stream delay is going to let me see this on my end. Okay, yeah, we're good. On Amazon. No. Oh, look, someone's selling the Beast over here. 3,000 if anyone wants it. All right, let's go up. Their site is great. They have a really good looking site. Look at that. Oh, there's my Colossus. This is a picture of mine being made right there. Let's read some comments here. Do you know any prop companies at Transworld that sell static props that are carnival themed? Original Sin sometimes. No. I don't know if they did. I'm thinking of the Ghost Ride ones. Yeah, probably thinking of the Ghost Ride ones. Ghost Ride has clowns, carnival statics. Jack has a carnival static this year. Distortions has done clowns and circus stuff in the past, but they haven't recently. I would check Ghost Ride. I think Ghost Ride would be a good example of that. Let's see. This is new 2026 for Distortions so far, and not everything's revealed. They like in some of the backgrounds of their videos, they've shown sculpts. I don't know if it was on purpose or on accident, but they have, and there's definitely some more coming. And none of these are really like pneumatic animatronics. This is electric. This shakes, but everything else is static. So definitely not everything yet. Oh, and the gorilla. The gorilla is going to be here soon. Which, if you guys hadn't seen that, we can go to YouTube and check that out because that's insane. But yeah, this is everything so far. Let's start at the top here. Frankenstein's monster. He's got the same lights here as the electrified zombie that we were just talking about, which I really like those lights a lot. I think it's a good use of those for sure. Let's see. Western cowboy props. Gag Studios did. I think other than Gag Studios, none that I can think of. It's really not a very tapped into thing. If anyone knows, let us know in chat. I'm sure Ghost Ride has done one just because of how big of a selection they have, but the only one I can think of is from Gag Studios. They had the zombie slinger guy. Let's see. I feel like the body, like here, is a little bit wide for him. I like the sculpt overall, like the hands and chest and stuff, definitely. And like I said, I like the lights, and you're getting a whole scene, which is cool. But yeah, I'd be interested to see him in person. He's 7 feet tall, which is pretty cool. But yeah, there's Frankenstein's monster. Let's go to Ghost Revenant. Let's see. Let's go to his actual product page. Scare Factory sells something? They probably do. Scare Factory has so many items. Like probably thousands. It's crazy. Let's see. Opinions on poison props. It depends on the prop. I think they have some very good deals and very good items for sure. But you do have to know that it's definitely a different quality than some other companies. Like they have been getting better for sure, but I have many poison props now, and they're all like, it's a little bit more DIY. They're still very nice because they use the fright props or poison props mechs, and those are extremely high quality. The mechanisms, you're definitely good with those, but it's the actual cosmetics of it that I'm not a huge fan of, just because it's literally chicken wire, zip ties, and pool noodles. Like, it lasts. They like, all of mine are in fairly good condition just because the mechs are so good, but the cosmetics are not the best. Especially because also I really like when companies do like their own sculpts for everything, just because it's a lot more work gets put into it, and a lot of poison props are just masks, like ghoulish masks put on them, which is fine. They still look good, but overall, Poison is definitely a very good company. There's just a little bit of quality decrease compared to something like this or Ghost Ride, Scare Factory. Even Scare Factory I really like overall. Scare Factory is pretty incredible. The reason why, yeah, they don't, someone said, why do people say Scare Factory is a scam and that they don't ship? In the past, there has definitely been a lot of people who have had issues with their shipping. I think recently it's seemed like they've gotten better, but I've picked up everything from the factory just to be safe. But there were shipping issues in the past for sure. But their products, all the ones I have been really nice. The welds are crazy. They're huge. They definitely go overboard with the mechs, which is good because they usually have the giant products. And the quality of the items are good. The one cosmetic thing that they don't do well is they use spray paint on latex, which is like, you don't do that because it chips, it flakes off, and spray paint just doesn't adhere. But other than that, and that's not everything, that's just some items. Other than that, the cosmetics are very high quality, like the latex and everything. Their molds are huge. They do some crazy stuff for the industry for sure. And we'll check out their site after this. Ghost Revenant, he's pretty cool. This is actually a concept I brought to them a few years ago, similar to this, with like the chain holding up the ghost. And it'd be cool if it inspired it a little bit. I don't know if they remembered that, but it is something I brought up to them when I was working with them on a product. And exists now. So that would be kind of cool if it did inspire it a little. I like the way that they did this chain too. That's really cool. His movement, I'm not a huge fan of. It kind of like rocks side to side. Let's see if there's the video in here. Oh, his lighting looks crazy here. I don't see the video, but yeah, he's got the. Oh, here it is. I don't know if it's gonna play the audio though, but he's got the side to side. Overall, the prop is really cool looking though. But yeah, the side to side motion, just not a huge fan of that. Let's see. Corpse Legend. Got another legend. Legends are always good props to get. They're just the statics, but obviously high quality, super detailed. It's distortions. I like this leg back here where it's like the broken leg and the foot. That's really cool. Overall, the sculpt looks really good on this guy. Doesn't he reuse? Oh no, he doesn't. This is new right here. That looks good. That looks really good. He's got the melting face as well. Yeah, Corpse Legend. Let's go to the rest here. His chains should have been real. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, they're definitely the plastic chains. That would have been cool. This is probably my favorite of the year so far, especially because it's only $350. That's the price of a retail item, and you're getting a professional life-size prop, and it looks insane. The one reason why I don't know if I can use it. Oh, if you guys hear that, sorry, that's the escape room going. The one reason I don't know if I can use this is I don't know where I would put it because it can't be on the floor in a walkthrough because someone's gonna step on it, and I wouldn't want it getting ruined. But if I have some sort of table or something that I can put it on, it's insane. It looks very, very good. What props or animatronics in Transworld are you planning to get and put in your haunt or new sections/scenes for your items? I would definitely get. So I'm definitely getting one of Jack's props at Jacked Up Productions. I would definitely consider this guy if I can figure out a place for him. But this year, that's probably it for the props, unless there's something that is like needed. Just because the more necessary thing this year is focusing on costumes, costumes and masks and stuff for the actors, accessories. Night Beast. I'm not a huge fan of this guy's face, but I think this would work well in like a monster museum. This is Mutant's body for sure. It's definitely Mutant's body and Mutant's hands and Mutant's legs. It's mostly Mutant right here. But yeah, I don't know. I think he would work in a monster museum. I don't know about in the haunt, but definitely could work for that. 12 days until Transworld? That's insane. So less than 2 weeks. Crazy. Vampirus. I like this one. Again, maybe more of a monster museum thing or like a gift shop thing than in the haunt. But she's cool. Definitely cool. It's pretty tall as well. That's probably not a good photo of it. I like the hand piece right here. That is awesome. And the hand sculpt looks good as well. Let's see. Frankencat. I saw a few people already received these as well. So they were already shipping these out pretty quick. Again, good price, $229. It is fairly small, I would think, though, because it looks like just normal size cat. Oh, no. It's pretty big. It's got a lot of detail packed into there. It's kind of like a good like monster museum prop. Although this would work in a haunt. You could definitely have this somewhere. It is static, but nice paint on it. Let's see. Did I end up selling a lot of my retail props? A lot of them I did, but I still have a ton of them. There's 2 storage units plus all the storage in the haunt is full. There is still a lot of retail props that I own, but I have sold a good amount just because it's good to upgrade over time to the professional stuff just because it'll last longer. And the final one is Medusa. Again, I like the hands on this one. The snakes are really impressive. I don't know how they molded that. That's insane. I want to ask them about that. She's got the light up eyes. The costume is really impressive as well on her. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, that snake piece, that's really cool. I like that they're doing that type of stuff, the add-ons. The same can be said about the Demon Legend from last year. He's got this type of thing on his hand where they added on a latex piece, and it just brings it to life a lot more. It's really cool. So yeah, there's Distortion so far, but also, let's check out that gorilla. you guys hadn't seen this, this thing is insane. It's not done. So the goal. Sorry, that might have been loud. Look at that. That's crazy. And this is just for the sculpt. That's not what you're gonna receive. You won't receive that metal. But it's huge. And it's gonna be paired with their gorilla arm as well. One of those like actor-matronic ones. So it's gonna be a pretty crazy scene for sure. Look at that thing. Crazy. It's gonna be awesome. Excited to see that for sure. Would be a very cool like escape room prop if you had like a King Kong type theme going on at an escape room. That would be cool. Let's see. Would you be interested in having the history of the 5 Points Haunt featured in a book I'm working on? Maybe I could send you an email for more info. Definitely, for sure. Yeah, go ahead. 5 Points Haunt, contact at 5pointshaunt.com for the email. Yeah, definitely. That sounds awesome. Very cool. What's your favorite part of the scare factor coming to your haunted house? That's a good question. That was a very, very fun experience. That's always been a dream for sure to have them out. Just because me and all of my friends have always watched Scare Factor to get a ton of inspo. Because if you go to their channel, you'll find all of the top haunts if you just scroll through. So you can learn a lot on there. So we always watch it, and it was really cool having them out to see it all. And they enjoyed it, which was very exciting. And then they actually, the team, like the White City Devils, which is their like Chicago team, they came out and reviewed the haunt as well, which was really cool. What will be the first thing you buy at Transworld? Definitely the Jack prop. I think Jack's gonna have a lot of those floor models sell, so I want to get that one reserved for sure. Other than that, I'm not sure yet. I definitely want to get a lot of the moss. Let's find that. What's it called? Night Scream? Moss wall? Grass wall, maybe? Let's see if we can find it. Custom moss wall. No, that's not it. That's real moss. Hold on. We're stuck. We're stuck on this. This is the rest of the stream. All right, let's see. Night Scream. Maybe it's grass. Maybe it's not moss. Nope. Let's see. Off topic, but did you see my email about working at the haunt? I don't believe I did. If you want to send it again, I'll definitely look for that for sure. I appreciate the interest. What material would you recommend for using for walls in the haunt, specifically on a budget? I used masonite for a while. Masonite is a great one because it's budget friendly compared to like plywood, and it lasts. Honestly, it was very good for the home haunt. It's what we always used for that, and it's thin, so it's lighter than a plywood wall. Like our walls here are plywood, and they weigh about 100 pounds a panel. They're 4x8 panels, 100 pounds a panel, which is crazy. Masonite walls are probably 30 pounds, so it's not bad. Yeah, I don't know where. Oh, maybe haunt supplies. Yeah, there it is. I don't know why it didn't come up for moss then. This stuff. This is one of the first things I'll buy. I love this stuff. It's $100 a sheet, which is crazy. But I did find it through China, and it's not much cheaper. So it is about one of the best deals you can find for it. It's awesome. You can use this everywhere. Just drape it over stuff, and it looks so much cooler. And I want to kind of use it as a ceiling because it's a net, so it is sprinkler safe. Sprinklers can go through it. And if you look at something like the Darkness, they've got this over the entire haunt, and it looks great. Just brings the scenes in more, makes you feel more immersed into it all. Let's see, what other companies could we go check out? We have Distortions there. Let's go check out Scare Factory on Vimeo. We can see all their stuff there. Although I don't know if it'll make me log into that. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, we can see it. Perfect. Cool. This thing's awesome. Oh, let's mute that. This is based on the new Frankenstein movie, which, by the way, if you haven't watched that, that is one of my favorite movies of all time now. It's incredibly well done. But yeah, this sculpt is crazy. Look at that detail. Very, very cool. And it's going to be a hard foam, I believe. Let's see. Industrial grade. I'm guessing that's like a polyurethane type thing. Yeah, it'll be like a hard foam. That'll be very cool. I think we got to refresh all. Yeah, there we go. This thing is so cool. This thing is crazy. Check this out. I'm going to, make sure that's muted because it's loud. Look at that. That mechanism is full. There are so many cylinders on it. And there's so much going on. Basically, the concept is that it's a chained zombie trying to escape. Very, very cool. Super unique mechanism as well. It's pretty crazy. I'm excited to see that actually with cosmetics as well, because it's very impressive as a mech. I hope the cosmetics look really good, which I feel like usually they do a good job. Ceiling corner thrasher. I thought this guy originally was going to be hanging from the ceiling, like upside down, based on how the mech is with the chain, but don't think so. I think it just sits kind of on top of a corner, which is cool. And honestly, I don't see this thing being that much money, because it's fairly simple there. It is big, but I'm guessing around 2,000 or less, hopefully 1,000 something. That would be really cool. I'm not sure though. I know their prices have been going up, just because of rising costs of everything. So we'll see. Won't let me exit out of him though. Do we have a glitch right now? Hopefully not. Yeah, it's kind of stuck on this. It's doing what the moss did. Well, we're stuck on this for a second while this tries to figure itself out. Oh, we're getting somewhere here. Wait. We'll re-chat while that's figuring itself out. Yes, definitely getting a Jup prop. Everybody has to go check out Jup for sure. Unit 70, I don't think they'll be there, sadly. You can see some pretty insane Unit 70 props at the Darkness if you want to go to the Darkness tour. He's doing one last actual haunt tour with actors and everything. So if you go to that, you will definitely see a lot of crazy Unit 70 stuff, including their new Frankenstein, which is insane. But that is probably the only way to see it, because they haven't been there for a while, sadly. And Unit 70 is pretty incredible, so I wish they would, but they are backed up. They have a lot of orders, so there really isn't a need to go. I believe that's one of the reasons. But that's good for them, for sure. Yeah, what's going on here? It's like completely frozen. Luckily, the stream looks like it's working though, so that's good. I was worried about that. Let's see if I can go on a different thingy. There we go. Fixed it. All right, do you guys see this? Let's see, hopefully. Let's see. Did I see the Darkness Bride prop? I'm not sure who made it, but that's a Unit 70 one, yeah. That's one of their silicone ones, which is really cool. They do some crazy stuff with silicone. There's a zombie and a witch with silicone that I like a lot. Oh, and the mummy. They have a mummy as well. Unit 70 versus Scare Factory. Quality-wise, Unit 70 might be a little better. Scare Factory is almost like they kind of go to the point where it's so big and so crazy that it's a little bit scary, because their quality is good. Their welds are nice and stuff. But like this, like all these pumpkins moving around and stuff on this frame, it's just a little bit scary with how big they go. They have a 30-foot, or probably like 25, but they have a 25-foot prop and multiple 20-foot props. When you get that big, it's a little bit scary, but both of them are good quality. I think Unit 70 might be a little better, but I don't know. They're probably about the same. I don't own any Unit 70 because they are hard to get other than resell. But I do own some Scare Factory, and they're definitely nice. Favorite ever retail prop? It's probably Bone Collector's one of them. The 9-foot zombie from Lowe's is another one. The pneumatics. That would be my top three. Pneumatic Gramps to be specific. Him and the clown. Any fog machines I'm planning to pick up at Transworld? I would definitely get another Poseidon A2. Probably not this year because they're super expensive. They're about $3,000. But I got a great deal on mine because I got it used. And it's so amazing. I would get another one day. It's the best ground fogger out there, for sure. I've tried so many of them. And this one actually stays low to the ground. It's a Froggy's Fog Machine Poseidon A2. It's expensive to run because the gallons of it cost like $40 a gallon, and you have to have like a specific fluid. I've tried other fluids with it and it works. It's just good to use the one that it comes with because it's meant for it. It'll work the best. But it uses ultrasonic mist along with fog to make it hang low, and it works very well. Very cool. VFX bungees. Yeah, I think they're worth it. I have a VFX bungee skull, and it's a great scare, especially if you learn how to do it really good. They're funny. They're cool. Let's see, was there anything else? I think that's pretty much. Yeah, these guys are kind of older videos now. This guy, I love this thing. I don't know what haunt ordered this, but they are very lucky. They got a very cool prop. When he has his eyes on as well. It's horrifying. Look at that thing. It's a crazy, crazy prop. And these things are huge. This is one of the 20-foot flyers. So if you haven't seen this in person, you cannot tell how huge this thing is. These are like unbelievably massive. Look at that. That's crazy. Very, very detailed. And look at the moving spine as well. It's like wiggling around. That's so weird. Very cool prop. It's got the wrist movements, head movement, obviously mouth, flying. I like this flying mech a lot. I actually probably prefer this one over Ghost Flyer mech because this one's more dynamic. You can kind of control where it goes. With Ghost Flyer, you kind of have to have, like if I had this by the church, I would be able to use its full range of motion because I could program it to. With Ghost Flyer, it's a little bit less controllable because of how fast and huge the motion is. Kind of just goes where it wants to. This is a really good mechanism. Very unique as well. Favorite static for Transworld 2026? It'll probably be a Jack prop. Right now, just because not everything's revealed overall, I would say the Corpse Nightfall from Distortions is my favorite from them. But for Jack, out of the revealed ones, probably the lab one, the infection guy. But there's more coming from him that I think will beat that for me. Original Sin, of course. Yeah, Original Sin is incredible. They do some crazy good work. Let's see, what other companies? Let's go to Poison Props. Poison has a few new releases so far, and I believe they're all on the site. I know they're on YouTube, but I believe they should be on the site. Oh, weird. Where is it? There it is. New. I think we have to go down. Oh, no. These are new. Okay. Corn Stalker. We have the corn equivalent of Bushman, which is awesome. That's pretty sick. Especially if you had that in a cornfield. I mean, nobody would know. It is cool. The one thing is 1700. I would build it myself over getting this, but if you want something easy, just plug and play. There you go. Go back to new. Bungee Skull in the Swamp would be very, very cool. That would be a good idea for sure. Oh yeah, Beastcraft. That's another one we can check out. We'll go through Poison Props first, but I'll get this one up so we don't forget. Beastcraft's always got some awesome stuff. Poison Props. Let's see. Toxic Tub. I know that's a new one. I do prefer the Cannibal Corpse one, where it's like in the toxic barrel and it flips. That's really cool. This one, I don't know if it makes as much sense. It's cool though. If you had this in a lab, it would definitely be a piece that people would like. Human centipede, yeah, I have. Let's go to that. Where is he? Right here. Human centipede right there. That would definitely get some reactions in the haunt for sure. Crazy. That's 5,570. Definitely some pretty expensive ones this year. I feel like more than previous years. Yeah, that huge flyer behind the podium, that would be so cool. Flying over the church. This one's new, the Bigfoot Terror. I actually prefer this one over the one from last year that's similar, the alien one. 5,650. Yeah, I like him. I would use him in multiple places I could think of. It's pretty cool. And he's huge, 9 feet tall. He's got cool sculpts as well. I remember the hands and the feet. Like, look at that. That's pretty cool. And it's carrying the park ranger, which is smart. Very cool. Go to the other new ones. Let's see. Bigfoot display, which is cool. Again, Monster Museum. Perfect for that. Is that new? New version of the birth one with the clowns? Bush Beast. I know this is a new one. This is a sequel to Bushman, of course. We had the baby Bushman at East Coast, right? Now we got the Bush Beast. It's pretty cool. I like the color of this tree. I feel like I could use that as well. I don't know. I think I prefer Bushman, or the original, over all these though. The cornstalk is really cool though. That would get a good scare. Spider pop out. I don't think I've seen this. Oh, cool. Like a little drop window. That's actually really, really cool. I like the moving mandibles and stuff. That's pretty impressive. And it's got the drop window as well. Let's watch that again. I just covered it. That's cool. Yeah, I like that one a lot. I had not seen that one before. Midnight Studios, we'll check them out for sure. Midnight has some incredible stuff. Another gorilla here. The wall sit and jump. This is more for the mechanism, I think. Right? That arm reach was crazy. Wait, let's see that again. That's so cool. That's really fluid. That looks pretty real. I don't know what's going on with the costume though. It's since it's like a built to order, I'm sure you just customize it. Oh, I guess. Oh, I see. It's supposed to be a haunt actor. Ah, I see. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's pretty unique. So it's like the haunt actor is just kind of sitting there, and then it's really not a haunt actor. It jumps out. Pretty cool. Are there any animatronics in the escape room? Yeah. With this one, it's our top floor. Is that like the entire top floor is an escape game? So there are the multiple animatronics in that, and the whole like escape room kind of centers around Colossus as well. So you do get to see Colossus go if you win. But other than that, for our seance escape room, that one I don't think will have like an animatronic. It'll have moving stuff, but no like prop animatronics other than the statue, which is just static. The lab will have animatronics. Those 3 things will be escape rooms. The kitchen, I want to make an escape room. Kitchen and lab will be next year. Seance will hopefully be this year. Zombie fish, of course, you got the Billy Bass. That's pretty awesome. Big zombie version of it. This thing's huge. I'm excited to see all of these at Transworld. This is kind of like the pulled into wall from a few years ago. Pulled into drain. Obviously, Pennywise inspired. It inspired. Very cool. Yeah, if you got, I mean, that would be perfect in Darkness, perfect in Massacre. All the haunts with the big Pennywise themes. That's awesome. People would love that for sure. Can I show the escape room and activate the mutant? Right now, because we're on the computer, I'm not going to be able to for this stream. I can definitely, maybe next week, that's what I should do. Walk around and do a walk around stream. We could do that. That'd be fun. The one thing that is annoying with the walk arounds is just the Wi-Fi is not great at the haunt. But we can try it because I've done them in the past and it works most of the time. So yeah, we can try to do that next week before we leave for Transworld, and we can talk about where we need some stuff from Transworld, because there's some areas that definitely need some stuff. Let's go over to Beastcraft. Let's see. New products will be added leading up to Transworld. I think there's some new ones here though. Yeah, like this. Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. Wait, let's see. Yeah, this is all new stuff. Definitely new stuff. Now we're getting to old, I believe, right? Yeah, these are old. Okay. These guys are new. This is new. The pumpkin patch, 1,350. I wonder how big that is. That seems expensive for sure. This looks good. This is definitely good, especially for 580. Got the pumpkin Skeletorch light up right there. Forest Spirit Skeletorch. That's awesome. That looks really creepy. These are cool. And they're just like posable skeletons, I'm guessing. So you can just kind of pose these how you want. Put them wherever you want. For the re-email, do you want me to send it through the 5 points email or your email? Send it through the 5 points one. Contact at 5 points haunt. Or contact at Brick Thunder works as well. Either way. Plan on doing a clown area. I do want to do a clown area eventually. I just want to figure out how to make it unique. Just because, I mean, actually, it depends. There are cool, like, classic clown areas, like with the blacklight walls and stuff. It does work if it's done right. If you look at Massacre has a very cool clown section. And I like that theming as well. It's just, I don't want it to be like the overdone stuff. I feel like clowns are definitely getting to the point where it's very overdone. And the problem with something like clowns is it's a niche scare. With something that's more generic, you can figure out how to scare more people because everybody's got different fears. So that's why we go through the multiple themes. That's why we go through fairly like open themes, like a swamp where you can have multiple different monsters in it. That makes sense because you can kind of touch upon everybody's fears. With clowns, you have to be scared of clowns or else it doesn't work. So you're only applying that scare to a percentage of your audience, when with, I feel, basically every other theme, you can scare everybody. But that percentage of the audience that is scared of clowns is going to be very afraid. And still, one of the most asked questions at the door is, are there clowns? So it's still a big fear of people. So I'd like to touch upon it. I just want to figure out how to do it unique. But eventually, I would do it here if we have space, which right now we kind of have used a lot of the haunt. There is still space to expand, but I know what I'm doing in those areas. So if we did an outdoor clown area, that would work. Or once we move on to the goal location, the future location, that's where I would do clowns. And I definitely plan on doing clowns there, as long as the concept is still as long as it's still a scary thing to people. Because I feel like over time people get desensitized to stuff after seeing it for so long. But a lot of people, especially like in the time frame that we are right now, there's still a lot of people that were terrorized as a kid by Pennywise. So I think that's where the fear comes from. Art the Clown revamped that a little bit, so that's good for clown themes. But yeah, I feel like it's a good time now. We'll see how in the next 10 years it's looking. This thing is my favorite so far. This thing is so cool. I keep looking at this thing. 957. I feel like that's good because this is, oh, let's see. Maybe it's not all custom. This looks like maybe just a normal skeleton, but I might be wrong. Doesn't say anything about that. That's really cool though. I feel like this is similar to like the lantern hands, where if you had multiple of these on a pathway and just slightly differed them a little bit from each other, it would be very cool. Very cool. Good stuff. Let's see. Pumplings are pretty small from what I've heard, so don't be too excited about the price since they're normally like, oh, are those the little 3-foot guys? Hold on. I think those are the Home Depot ones. This, yeah. 355. This, yeah. It is tiny. This is the skeleton that is the mini 12-foot. Or it could be the Inferno one, actually. No, it's the 12-foot. Yeah, this is the little 3-foot Home Depot 12-foot skeleton. You can tell by the base, you can tell by the sculpts. So it's just a customized variant of that. And it looks good, obviously, but they are tiny. They are very tiny, so you should know that for sure. I have the skeleton. It's literally like that. It's tiny. Yeah, good stuff though. Beastcraft always has some very cool stuff. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, they definitely are AI enhanced for the spirit stuff. The spirit leaks definitely, but they'll still be similar. It's just enhancing them. But yeah, definitely. I yeah. So I saw Freddy. He's my favorite so far. He looks insane. But other than that, I think I saw all of them. The memorable ones to me were probably the big dragon almost looking one that like tilts his head up, looks up. That thing was cool. I like that. It looks huge. Um, but I want to hear more about this goal location. One day I'll definitely go over all the plans for that. I just don't want to expose too much of it because I think it's still a pretty unique concept that I don't want to see done anywhere else first. But it's it's similar to a Scream Park. If you know what Scream Parks are, it's similar to that. And that's the main goal, especially because Illinois really doesn't have anything like a Scream Park right now. I don't think Niles Scream Park is in Michigan. I think right or close. Um, but other than that, not much in Illinois for multiple stuff, multiple haunts like that. But I think the shift of the industry is definitely going towards Scream Parks and having multiple things. Like we started the escape rooms here because of that. It works to have off season stuff and it works to have multiple options. Um, Okay, yeah, they got a few up in Milwaukee. Um, but yeah, I feel like that's the way to shift for sure. So that's a little bit of the plan. Let's see, what else can we go to? Ghost Ride? Yeah, let's go to Ghost Ride. I don't know, is there new stuff on their site yet? I don't think I've seen it if they have released it. Um, is there a new category for them? I think there is, right? Oh, 2023 showcase. Uh-oh. Don't think it's updated. Store. Bumble. Uh, I don't see a new category. Do you guys know if there's a new category? Yeah, let's go to midnight while we wait for that. Oops. Midnight Studios. These are cool because they can be costumes or props, which I like a lot. And Midnight Studios is like one of the ones where it's like almost. Oh, got another lag here. It's almost like too good. They're so detailed to the point where they look more like movie props than what you usually see. I feel like these are like crazy. It's definitely a style that they've got for sure, which is cool. Very impressive stuff. Let's go to new arrivals. Oh. Let's see if I recognize any of these. Mothman. Look at that. That looks a lot like the Halloween costumes one. Like a lot. Obviously, got the detailed body there. It's different, but huh. Mask or display. I didn't know you could order just the mask as well. That as a costume is crazy. That is a very cool costume. Let's go to the other new arrivals. So maybe there are some new things here. This thing's crazy as well. He's cool. I like him. I could definitely use something like this for sure. They are like the price of the Midnight Studios props makes sense for what you're getting. Like the amount of work that goes into something like that, the Yeti. Look at how much hair work has to go into this. That must take so long to make. 4,500 I feel is fair. It's definitely a movie quality prop, all of these guys. You got the Creature from the Black Lagoon inspired one for sure. Got vampires, wolves, classics. Classics. I know some of these are older and not 2026, but crazy stuff. Should put a clown section in the midway. Yeah, that would be definitely an option out there by the midway. Yeah, when is the Home Depot manager conference? That is coming up very soon, right? It's got to be like this weekend or something. Usually it's around this time. That's exciting. I'm excited to see all the Home Depot stuff. They always have some crazy stuff. The Mummy, he looks cool. The Monster Crew, again, Monster Museums Always a good thing to have in the haunt. He's an older one, I think. Fly, he's cool. Kind of reminds me of the immortal one. Skulls and Bones. Let's see, that's cool. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean. Go to Ghost Ride again. Yeah, I don't. Unless I'm missing it. I'm not seeing like a new. Oh, there's a 2025, but yeah, this was there last year. Chicken feet pile. That's awesome. 100 for that. I think that's fair. Oh, that looks really good. The fish. Wow. I like the piked ones. They have a corpse pike from Beastcraft that was on Spirit for a while. I like that one a lot. Should put a clown section near midway, and for the entrance, you should put a spiral tunnel. Oh yeah, like a vortex. That would be really cool. There was a company that was doing a squeeze tunnel. 1031 concept. Here. Studio 1031. Let's see. I would love to get a vortex tunnel eventually. Where's Studio 1031? There it is. Wonder if they have it on here. 2025, so no, it's not updated. They have some. They were on Shark Tank actually. They have some cool stuff. But this year they're bringing a squeeze tunnel, and I wanted to check it out because it's 12 feet, and ours is 8 feet. So, and I wouldn't get rid of ours. I would just have two squeeze tunnels. That'd be pretty awesome. Oh, we got some spam in here. Hold on. 1 second. There we go. All right. There we go. Oh, I'm huge. Look at that. I wonder why it changed. Is the stream lagging for you guys? Stream's lagging for me on my end, but let me know if it's looking good on. Oh, maybe it was just my Wi-Fi. It looks good now. There we go. Now I'm not covering their work. Yeah, they got some good stuff though. They're using immortal masks in all these photos. It's just the costumes that you're getting. But I wish I could find the squeeze tunnel. I don't know what that was on. It's probably on Facebook. But okay, not laggy at all. Cool. All right. Let's see. What other companies could we check out? I want to check out Jack, but I think it's all on Instagram. I think he's got 2 props on here so far. Yeah, these 2. These are the ones that were revealed on Transworld Live. Let's check these out. Yeah, Experiment 24. This is the one that I was talking about. This is probably my favorite static so far. Although I really like the clown concept, for sure. Oh, hold on. Oh, we just got another order for the escape room. That's exciting. Yeah, today's definitely going to be a busy escape room day. Tomorrow, we got 2 as well. And that, like I said in the beginning, starts around 3. So I will have to log off around 2 to reset the game at the latest. Experiment 24. It's crazy. Look at that sculpt. This is, by the way, I'll go over some things that I don't know if he went over on Transworld Live, but one thing is these are all sculpts. A lot of companies do life casts with stuff that they want to be like realism. So this is obviously sculpt because it's got the crazy stuff, but all of his stuff, it's all sculpts, which is awesome. I feel like it allows for so much more detail and so much more customization like this. And it's just really impressive. It's crazy. The other thing is he's using, this isn't latex. He's using a material that's flexible so that you can move the fingers, pose them however you want, but it won't dry rot because it's not latex. And this is Jacked Up Productions. This is my friend Jack, and he was in the last video, and he's in a few of my other videos helping with scenes here at 5 points. But he's bringing props for the first time to Transworld, and they're insane. But like I was saying, it's a material that is flexible. So, like, the reason why I'm saying that is because like Ghost Ride and their foam, our original Sin, it's pretty hard foam. This is flex, and it's not going to dry rot. it's definitely game changing. It's going to be very, very cool. Let's go back to the home. We'll go check out the clown. Like I was saying, oh, here, this is the actual homepage. This is the masks from East Coast. Let's see, how do I get the props here? This one. This is a great concept. So the concept here is it's like that gag that the clowns do where they pull the flags out of their mouth, but this one actually had the flags in his like intestines, and he's trying to rip them out, trying to get them out, which is such a cool concept. That is awesome. So when I do a circus, and I think Savannah should get this prop eventually, I mean, that's awesome. Super detailed. Very cool. But yeah, I know there's many more to come. So definitely look out for those. He has some insane ones. My favorite one has not been revealed yet, and it's the one that I plan on buying. These are the two older ones. Again, still insane. Father Malice, awesome. Such a cool concept. I would love this for the church one day, for sure. He's got the hand coming out of his mouth. Very cool. Yeah, I agree. I think the prices are definitely very fair, especially if you compare this to the other static companies. Like, you're getting the same quality, if not better, with like that new foam. It looks amazing, and it's a good price. Super excited to see his whole booth. It's gonna be an insane booth. He's packing a lot of stuff into that space. Jup gallery. There you go. Let's go back to the Transworld map. I have so many tabs open now. Transworld map, just to show you guys where all the companies are that we just went over if you guys weren't here in the beginning. 1015 for Distortions Unlimited. Over here in the Dark Zone, you got Scare Factory and Poison Props. The entrance to the entire trade show is right down here, so that gives you an idea on where to go. Jacked Up Productions right over here, 1806. Morris Costumes right here. That's booth 1600. Midnight Studios is usually right up here a little bit. Let's see. That's where they used to be. I don't think they were there last year. Morbid Monstrosities. Do they have their new stuff or no? Let's see. Products. New for 2026. They did have a category for it. Let's see. Oh, coming soon, it looks like. Well, no, these might be new. Yeah, they've got some crazy stuff. Morbid Monstrosities is very cool. They have the Blood Queen, and I love the Blood Queen. That thing is so cool. Whoa. I would consider this for the church, or for the swamp, even. Like witchcraft type stuff. That's so cool. That is definitely one of my new favorite props. Let's go back to products. I agree. 1200 isn't bad, especially because I think that's what I paid for the Blood Queen, which is back here. Let's find the Blood Queen and find some other stuff. Oh, the tongue. That's awesome. Load more. These look great. He was part of the photo op. These two. These were part of the photo op last year. There's the clown. That's cool. Pumpkin. I recognize that as well. Oh, for sure. Yes. That's crazy timing. You should lower the ceilings with some vegetation in the swamp scene. Last night, I did a concept of what I want to do in there. Just like I took a photo of it and then did a drawing over it. And that's definitely a goal. I want to do a lot to the swamp scene. Well, I saw the other one. There it is. 1300. She's awesome. I'm gonna move her outside this year so she gets a little bit more attention. Looks like a Resident Evil character. Super cool. But yeah, I think the Dreamcatcher one is very worth the price. I would definitely consider that for sure. Let's see. Any other companies that we should check out before signing off tonight? Or the other, let me just check to make sure I covered all my topics. not forgetting anything. Let's see. I got all my topics. What do you guys want to see next? Do Spirit? I don't know if I can find that too easily. Let's look up Spirit Halloween leaks and see what comes up. They were kind of like just sent around, and it wasn't so much like, oh, you know what? The wiki probably has something. They got the names. Yeah, they got the names. Doesn't look like there's anything under them. Oh, there are. Here you go. There you go. Is that real? Yeah, these are real. This is real. I think. Maybe. I know the Freddy is real because this exists. There's gonna be some very cool stuff there this year. Last year I was not a fan of Spirit. I didn't buy anything, which was I think the first year since like 2016 that I hadn't bought anything. But I think like the Freddy's incredible. I wouldn't get it just because I don't do license, but it looks perfect. And then I would consider that dragon thingy, which I don't know where that is. Oh yeah, thanks, Flagship Phantom. Distortions went over, but we can just go back and scroll through that quick. This is the Distortions catalog so far. Right there. Let's see. Wonder what their most popular ones are right now. Oh, still. Probably because of Slipknot. Death, I like him. Corpse Nightfall, I think beats Death for me, though. Same with Bound Corpse. I love Edgar Allan Poe. That's one of my favorites from theirs. I hope they release the Tribute Store stuff soon, though. Because unless I missed it on a Transworld Live, I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it. Let's see if there's anything about the Tribute Store on here either. Where's the events? Let's see. Doesn't say it there. These are all the events for Transworld. If you're going to Transworld, definitely check this out. There's a lot of cool stuff outside of the convention. There's always a few things that we do each year. There's stuff inside of the convention as well, makeup demonstrations and stuff that are free. It's not like the seminars. Seminars you have to pay for, but the makeup demonstrations, they're free. You still learn a ton. This, you got to do this for sure. If you haven't done it, City Museum, amazing. This is a Behind the Screams tour. This is The Darkness, but it's not actors, and you get to kind of, I believe. Yeah. That's just behind. Okay, yeah. So not actors. That's just looking at the behind the scenes. City Museum, insane. If you haven't been there, definitely go. It's awesome. And then, let's see. I don't know what that. Wait, what is this? Oh, it's just the Marriott. Okay, yeah. That's just networking, basically. Worth going to for sure. The auction is always fun. They do get extremely high in price, so if you're wanting to bid on something, just be prepared for that. But definitely very cool. Let's see. The Darkness Haunted House. Here's the actual tour. If you haven't been to the Darkness, definitely worth going. I'll probably go one last time, just because I do want to see that new Frankenstein room. It's definitely one of the coolest haunt scenes I've seen. There's that again. Let's see. Saturday. Oscars. Christmas stuff. Oh, here's the Darkness live actors right there. 6:45 to 9:15. The Heaven and Hell Ball. If you haven't been to any of the costume parties, basically, that's what it is. You basically go, party. There's music, a bar, maybe food. Yeah, I think there's food. Yeah, it's cool. Oh yeah, they're right there. Appetizers and desserts. There is kind of like a mini party at the City Museum as well. So you got two options there. I've only been to the Midwest one of this. It was cool. But since this is going on, and just other events that day, I won't be going to that this year. Pro Air right there. I don't know if that's an event. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, they're just sponsoring that. I do want to get some stuff from Pro Air this year because they do the oil based, and we've only used water based, and water based comes off. So that's the events. Let's go to the seminars quick because I haven't really looked into the seminars much. Whatever happened to your home haunt, Lehman Manor? Now that we moved to the professional haunt, there was just no way to do both. Eventually, once the haunt is like self-sustained and everything, probably the future location, I would love to decorate the house again because it's so fun and it's very different. Doing a home haunt versus a professional haunt is two extremely different categories of stuff. Um, both are very fun and both have their similarities, but it would be fun to do it again. Just can't right now. Literally every day is extremely busy because of the haunt and because of the escape rooms. Now that we're doing escape rooms and off-season events, we're busy all year for sure. Um, let's see. Can I break down exactly how I found out about Archway Clown? What ended up happening to him? Did someone steal him or something? That is a great question. So with Archway Clown, I found out about him through Morris Costumes when they posted uh, Archway Clown and Underworld Clown together, and that was back in 2021, maybe 2020. I think it might have been 2020 when they came out. So it's been a while now, and that was summer of 2020 or whatever. And they released that. It was awesome. I loved both of them. Saved up for both of them. Bought them both when they officially released. And once they came, I did videos on both of them, and I believe a live stream on Archway. Both of them are great props. The problem was I didn't have him actually set up for the haunt yet. He was just sitting out kind of like by the road, ready to go because I had like a pile of stuff over there ready to go into the haunt, but he was just sitting out. And there was a car that came speeding down our road. We're in a residential area, which is 25 speed limit. They came down the road at least 60 and crashed into our car and sent the car flying up onto the like sidewalk area, and it ran over the Archway Clown. So that's what happened to him. So he got absolutely crushed. His cosmetic parts were all right, and that's why I made him into a puppet the next year, like an actor puppet. But like the control board, like the actual box, the entire box, it was literally into a million pieces. It was crazy. Um, Surprisingly, I think most of his welds, I had to weld like two spots, but most of his welds held up, which is crazy quality control there. But yeah, it is the most dramatic animatronic death for sure. It was crazy. I'm sure there's a video of it somewhere. That'd be kind of funny to find. Um, yeah, he did have a Terrifier level death. It was crazy. What are the animatronics? Oh, okay. Well, okay. So I had the Harbinger of Hell out there by him as well, and somehow I moved him literally like 10 minutes before, which I was so happy about because that's always been like that was like the prop that really got me into animatronics. Um, so I'm very happy I saved him. But he was over there. Other than Archway Clown, it was the what's it called? It's the like Jack the Ripper one from Halloween Costumes. It's like I forgot what it's called. Gentleman Jack. Gentleman Jack. Yeah, he got shattered because he's like a resin or a plastic, and it was like a million pieces. Again, though, the mechanism was fine, which is crazy. Um, let's see. Anything else we should go through? Let's go to the seminars real quick, and then we will probably have to close this off just because it's getting close to 2 p.m. and we have a few people signed up for today. So it is going to be about time to start setting up in about 30 minutes. Thursday seminars. We'll just go through the Halloween ones. There are Christmas seminars, and actually, we will go to the escape room ones because I needed to know a little bit more about that as well. Let's see. Chaos. This is kind of like the fire safety one. If you do that, you get some sort of access to the Haunted Attraction Association or some credentials for it. But it's a huge seminar. It's like 5 hours or something. 4 hours. Let's see. Multi-element outdoor haunted attractions. That's pretty cool. I would definitely consider taking that. It's always good to see who's doing the seminar. It's obviously everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own like credentials. Um, but when you see a name like this, Woods of Terror, you kind of know that's probably going to be a very good one to take. There's one that specifically because of who's doing it, I'm going to take. But yeah, Woods of Terror, insane haunt, huge haunt. So probably a good one to take, especially if you want to know about this. Multi-element outdoor stuff. Definitely would consider that because we're definitely improving the butcher shop in Forest, and that might be a good thing to know. What to know about or before entering. That's definitely a good one to take if you're wanting to get into the professional industry. Stuff like that, always take those ones because there's a lot to learn, ton to learn. It's good to learn through seminars and hearing, but it's great to learn while doing. You're going to learn a lot more while doing, but definitely good to get prepped. Oh no. Hello, Evelyn. Welcome to the stream. New YouTube account on the new phone. Perfecting the haunted attraction experience. How to create polished, well-designed events. This is 13th floor. Oh, no, this is the one I was just talking about. This is the one that, because of who's doing it, I need to take it. And I think anyone who's going should consider this. You got Ben Armstrong, one of the biggest names in the industry, Netherworld Haunted House. That is a huge attraction. One of the most known, one of the biggest, craziest haunts in the world. You have Universal Studios. And then you have, and obviously that's Universal Studios. Enough said there. That's insane. And then 13th Floor, which is the largest haunted attraction company in the world. And he's the owner of 13th Floor Entertainment Group. So that's not just 13th Floor Haunted House. That's everything they own. And he's done interviews and stuff that I've watched. He's definitely a good person to learn from. All three of these people are likely very good people to learn from. So yeah, definitely gonna check this one out. And $55, that's the standard price for all of these. Very worth it. Keep 'em Screaming, Dent Schoolhouse, there you go. Another big name right there. Fabricating Fear, definitely a good one to take there. I now recently have access to a CNC machine. I've had access to 3D printing for a while. I've always been into that. So I have used 3D prints a lot. In the haunt, in the escape rooms especially. But CNC, it's very useful. And now that we have access to a machine, a large scale machine, I'd like to take something like this. Because if you look at some of the big haunts, Darkness, Woods of Terror, Field of Screams, a lot of them use an insane amount of CNC. It's either laser or CNC. And it makes it look very detailed, very cool. Wait, a dead chicken pops out of the pile of feet? Is that true? That would be awesome. Another about Archway. Did someone tell you that it got hit, or did? No, I was right there. I was right there when I saw it. It was scary. I thought someone was in our car, so I was worried. But no, everybody was fine, other than Archway Clown. But yeah, I did see it. It was crazy. Retrain Your Legion of Monsters. This is one that I would have Josh, our actor coordinator, take if he was interested. This is Ben from Netherworld again. Haunted Attraction Security. Definitely a good thing to take. Alan Hops over at Dark Hour in Texas. Big haunt as well. Is that it? Is that all of them? No way. Really? Or was that just Thursday? That was Thursday. Okay, I was going to say that was nothing. Okay. Increasing profits. Always important right there. And this looks like just someone who's kind of more into the business aspects, which is important. One seminar that I took last year that was more like that was the Fear Factory. Fear Factory over in Utah. They have an insane location, and they're building another even more insane location. They have a very business-focused owner, and that's a good thing. The industry is definitely... It's a very creative industry, which is very fun, but you need to know a lot of the business stuff, and he's a good one to learn from. This guy seems like a good one to learn from. He's more of just like business entrepreneur outside of the industry who's teaching, which, yeah, could be good. Scare actor training, again, definitely would have Josh look at that one. Goes towards your chaos. That's kind of cool. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, the 4-hour seminar, this one goes towards your certification for that. So maybe, I don't know what that means exactly, but Yeah, it's cool. 31 secrets to successful attracting marketing. Important. How to elevate your hayride. Hayrides are another big shift in the industry. If you're looking at some of the most popular haunts, Field of Screams, for example, they have multiple attractions plus the hayride. They get up to like 13,000 or something people a night on their busy nights. And the reason why they can supply that many people is because they have attractions like this, where a lot of people, especially families, are going to want to do the hayride, and they're not going to be waiting in line for a haunted house. They're going to be at another event. So eventually, when I do the other location, I would love to do a hayride there. And you can do so much with them. Check out Field of Screams hayride if you haven't, because it's an experience. It's crazy. Crafting Halloween projection. Oh, this is Illumibot. Okay, Illumibot came to the haunt a little while ago and tested with our haunt, which was cool. And they are doing a seminar this year. Now, I want to do a video on this. Everybody's got an opinion on AI. AI is definitely a driving factor in the industry right now. Whether that's a good or bad thing, that's up to you. I think there's ways to use it, but I think there's also ways that should not be used. And one of the ways is in creative and marketing. So this would be interesting. I think Illumibot definitely has potential, especially in the fact that it's bringing projection mapping to basically anyone, which is awesome. Their app is very easy to use. So, yeah, there you go. If you want to learn about projection mapping, Illumibot. Implement food and drink. Important. I'd like to do a bar eventually. Larry just opened the secret bar at Darkness, and I know that was going well. Hell's Gate, also another one. John was saying that after they opened a bar, they had less issues. So I know there's an industry one always about alcohol in haunts and how to do that safely. So that would be a good one to take if you are at that level. I do remember the daily animatronic streams. Those were super fun. I miss doing those. One day we'll have to bring those back for sure. Those were always so fun. And that was in preparation for the collection videos, which sadly is not really possible now, because the collection videos, the whole like draw of them is the fact that everything's right there in front of you. You see it all in one area, and literally it's kind of like the Disney Yeti. To get the Demon Slayer out of here, we would have to take apart the entire roof. We would have to take apart the entire haunt. He is stuck in here. Colossus as well. They're just locked in. So sadly, there's no way to get everything out anymore. It's a little bit too in place now. But I would love to do the streams again, because I can do those for the retail stuff. Those were very fun. Let's see. Oh yes, I remember. Of course. Those were super fun streams. Oh yeah. I saw. Yeah, Flagship Phantom. I saw Ritual Escape tomorrow at 9. Sounds good. We have the leaderboard working now. Just as of this morning, we have a leaderboard working. So there's a few people today, a few people tomorrow. You got to try to get the high score. There's also the factor of if you're using hints or not. So there is a group who had done it, just one of our test groups, since tonight is the opening night. We did have a lot of test groups. One of the test groups did it in a little over 40 minutes with no hints, which is really good. How's the escape room going to work? That's a good question. So with the escape room, the current one, which is Ritual Escape, is our top floor of the haunted house. So with that, here, let's pull up the site. With that, people go here to the site. You guys can book a time. And basically, we take you upstairs, and Colossus is your home base. You're collecting artifacts to wake up Colossus, and the entire top floor is free roam. You're going through doing puzzles in each theme, getting artifacts, collecting them, bringing them back. It's a pretty awesome experience. It's huge. It's 7,000 square feet. It's the largest in Illinois, as far as I know, and one of the largest in in the US, as far as I know, which is really cool. And people have seemed to like that a lot because most escape rooms, which is fine, this is cool too. Most escape rooms, you're locked in a room, which is kind of the point of an escape room. But that's why we're kind of more leaning towards this being like an escape game because you're not locked in any rooms. You have free roam, and that opens up a lot more possibilities because you're moving back and forth. There's a lot of space, so you don't get bored ever because you're moving around. It's a unique experience. It's really cool. So yeah, we're very excited about that for Ritual Escape. But soon we'll have some other categories here. We're gonna have this year, hopefully, or early next year, we're gonna have a seance escape with the room that we were working on in last week's video. That's gonna be kind of like a paranormal encounter type theme. So that will be in here. And then next year, I want to do a laboratory like outbreak escape where you actually have to start in the bunker, make your way to the main lab, and escape that. It's gonna be really cool. Another pretty big one. And then the kitchen. I think the kitchen would be a really funny one. A lot of possibilities for escape rooms for sure. And like this is kind of like the massacre strategy where you build them into the scenes, and then you're not using extra space that you could have used for the haunt. You're using the same space. It's genius. It's the way to do it for sure, I think. And yeah, like I said, that's massacre. Let's see what else. Midnight Terror, I think, does it as well. There's a few haunts around here that do it, and it's smart. Best tips for a starting out haunter. If you're doing a home haunt, then I would say lighting is the biggest thing because it's cheap and pretty easy. But experimenting with colors and floodlights and GoV and stuff like that, where it's on the house, it'll draw so much attention to your yard, much more than like spending $300 on a prop. If you have lighting that's lighting up everywhere, people are going to come check it out. So that's what I always say about the home haunts. For pro haunts, going to Transworld, networking with people, learning from people who have done it before is definitely the way to get into that side of the industry, just because there is so much of a difference there. Disturbia. Yeah, Disturbia is a great haunt. I love Disturbia. We just went there for their Valentine's event, and that was very cool. All right. I think we're going to have to end it here because we do have to start getting set up for this group that's going to be here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Next week, let's try to do one where we're doing a walk around and discussing what we're going to need from Transworld and also just showing you guys whatever you want to see over in the haunt. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's pre-Transworld stream. We got 12 days apparently, less than 2 weeks until Transworld. That's crazy. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.